Well, hello everyone. It's Major General Tom Carden. I'm the Adjutant General for the Georgia National Guard. It's my honor to introduce our next podcast topic, and it's going to involve our family support apparatus across the Georgia National Guard. You know, more than 35 years ago, when I joined the Georgia National Guard, we didn't have much in the way of family support. I've seen a vast improvement in the tools we have available to our service members and even our civilian employees when it comes to family support. It's not lost on me that we recruit the service member, but we certainly retain the family. So for our family members that enable our service, thank you for everything that you do each day. Today, you're going to hear a lot of subject matter experts come in and talk about some of the tools in our family support toolkit. You know, there's financial counseling support. There's employment support. There's general counseling support, even linkage to child care support if it's needed. I actually met one of my own children during a redeployment ceremony more than 20 years ago. So my family and I have certainly experienced the stressors that all of our service members face day in and day out. I can't thank you enough for everything that you do, and I certainly appreciate our family support branch for coming forward today to provide what I believe is some very meaningful information for every one of you. Thank you for all you do each day.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Pam Stauffer, the Director of the Georgia National Guard Public Affairs Office. And as General Carden said, we're here to talk to Military Family Support Branch today, as well as the Georgia National Guard Foundation, and we have a special guest.
Hi, I am Mrs. Keyonna Blassingame Boggs. I am the State Family Programs Director for the Military Family Support Branch. And what we do as a program is we provide assistance to the soldiers and their family members, whether that's legal assistance, financial assistance, employment assistance, and also providing them with resources in their own community that can help them whenever they or their family member is in a situation of need.
And what was interesting to me when we were speaking earlier is that you're actually considered joint. Could you tell me how that really works and who you primarily serve?
So what the joint means is that we can provide services to the Army National Guard as well as the Air Force National Guard within Georgia, but also we do have a lot of calls and contacts from people who are either in the reserves or active duty, and we refer them out to other services, whether it's services through their own branch in the military or within the community that they live in. So we can provide resources to people outside of the Georgia National Guard, but it's usually on a referral basis, and so that's what the joint means.
Hi, I'm Veronica Waters, Soldier and Family Readiness Supervisor, one of two for the Military Family Support Branch. Our offices are located within armories around the state. We have 12 readiness specialists that are located from as far north as Cumming and as far south as Tifton. I do have an office in this building at 447, but my main office is over Atlanta, the Atlanta Readiness Center.
So is that the case for you as well, Mrs. Blassingame?
So for me, my main office is here, but I am able to flex and go wherever needed. So if Veronica needed me to join her at another work location or site, I would do that for the needs that we are serving. But my main office is here in Building 447. I also have an alternate work location at Ellenwood.
As I mentioned earlier, we've got the National Guard Foundation representative here, actually the lead for the National Guard Support Foundation.
Hi, I'm Harriet Morgan. I'm the program manager for the Georgia National Guard Foundation.
So what is your role? First, where are you located?
My office is at Building 447, Joint Force Headquarters, and it's a full-time job. And I work with, I'm the program manager and work with soldiers and airmen every day that are requiring some financial assistance on an emergency relief basis.
How long have you been working here?
Since October 5th, 2005.
That's a long time. And that's why people call you Miss Harriet.
That's why they, plus, I'm older than anybody else in the building.
All right, well, I promised everybody we had a special guest, and that's actually Sergeant Johnson.
Hey there, my name is Sergeant Amari Johnson. I'm a truck operator, a part of the Jewel 1st Regional Support Group. A few months back, during the summertime, we had our family with us. At that point, it was a house full of 9 folks, and we spent the entire summer together. Maybe a week before everyone went back to school or was preparing to go back to school, my mother-in-law suffered a stroke. She had to go into the hospital, and during that time frame, we had to take on the responsibility of bringing everyone in, getting them registered to schools located within our county. So we pretty much uprooted and moved our whole family in with us for the school year and kind of took them into our wing while my mother-in-law was in the hospital. So for that time frame, as the school year went on, we kind of began to realize just how much money we were spending, whether it was from clothes or school supplies or even food. So it got a little hard for us. A normal family of 4 taking care of a household of 9 was a huge challenge, and we tried to spend some time combating that, but it got to a point where I even considered trying to find a second job, even with being with the Guard, and I was guided to go and speak to the family support group.
How did you learn about the programs that were offered to you that you ultimately took a part of?
So I went to one of my senior NCOs about the situation I was having with lack of money, and he guided me to go downstairs and speak to our family support programs about different alternatives I can look for as far as when it comes to finding support for just different situations I was experiencing, from getting extra food in the house, and even getting ready for the holidays with 6 extra kids in the house. It was at that point I got introduced to Miss Veronica Waters, who was able to get me in contact with a liaison within my area who covers the Cartersville area and other areas and counties out there. I was introduced to Operation Homefront.
So a little bit more about Operation Homefront. Could you explain that to us?
Yes, Operation Homefront is a nonprofit organization that assists veterans that meet a certain criteria that's established by the Department of Veteran Affairs. And so they offer critical need assistance to our soldiers who are in crisis. And I was able to nominate Sergeant Johnson for a holiday initiative where they adopt a family and provide their entire Christmas to them based on their presenting needs. So because he had extended family that he had not planned for the holidays, he was a perfect fit for that program.
And Operation Homefront is just one of many?
Yes, Operation Homefront is one of several community partners that we partner with for the holidays.
Ms. Waters, can you tell us a little bit about the Christmas Assistance Program in a little bit more detail?
The official name is the Tammy S. McEver Annual Christmas Assistance Program, and it is designed to offer children ages 0 to 15 their Christmas toys. So we don't buy high-end gifts, but it ensures that every child that needs, or there's a presented need there, will have toys to open on Christmas. We have annual partnerships with Operation Homefront, with Tim Stewart Funeral Home, with St. Francis High School, where they collect toys for our soldiers that we then turn and disseminate based on whether the soldier is unemployed, underemployed, or have a critical financial need that they hadn't planned for and is unable to provide Christmas for their family.
If I can add in, the application process, it is easy. It's not my first time actually using the Christmas program. My first year being enlisted, I've had an opportunity to take part in this program. So it's been, the application process is easy. You go ahead, you scan the QR code, and it takes you straight there.
So the Tammy S. McEver Christmas Assistance Program application process begins. It began this year in October, where we started accepting applications from soldiers with children ages 0 to 15 that are either unemployed or underemployed and need assistance providing gifts for their family during the holiday season. They fill out an application, 1 per child, and they give us basically a wish list. We don't buy high-end electronics, but we ensure that we come as close to the wish list as possible.
Is the application online somewhere?
Yes, the application is online. It can be found on the Georgia National Guard Family Programs page, And then we have flyers that we put up at each unit.
So if somebody doesn't know exactly where to find that page, they can just Google what?
They can Google the Christmas Assistance Program, and it'll pop up.
On the foundation side, when we receive applications that include small children, or I determine that a family needs help for their children during the holidays, then we send that information to the soldier or airman.
Listeners out there may be wondering about the privacy of these programs. So when a potential applicant comes to the Georgia National Guard Foundation, or they go to the Family Support Branch, how is that handled? Tell me a little bit about how you handle the privacy of the information.
Each of our specialists, of our 12 specialists, along with the 2 supervisors, are HIPAA certified. And when we sit down and talk with a service member, it is behind closed door. And when we share notes among ourselves, amongst the team, they are sent via encrypted emails. So we always take our soldiers and their families' privacy. We give that, our top priority, to make sure that we're not sharing any of their personal information.
On the foundation side, when we receive an application and we vetted it for supporting documents and banking information, that information is sent to a committee called the Emergency Relief Committee within the Georgia National Guard Foundation's Board of Directors. It's a small committee. We have 9 people on the committee, and we strive to have a minimum of 3 in agreement to make a decision about an application. It's not published information, it's personalized, and each application is looked at based on its own merit.
As we wrap up today's podcast, I'm just going to go through to all of the guests and see if they have anything additional to add for the listeners.
The Georgia National Guard Foundation is a self-funded, nonprofit, 501c3 charitable organization. And our primary mission is to provide financial assistance for emergencies and unexpected hardships for the soldiers and airmen of the National Guard. And those issues could be anything from housing to job loss to car accidents, fire, hurricanes, floods. We've had every sort of situation, death. So each application is looked at based on what the emergency is. And we strive to assist them either by paying bills directly for mortgages or rent or whatever, as well as provide them for other resources that include financial counseling, the military support branch, as well as the Work for Warriors employment team.
That's a large mission. How many applications do you have so far this year?
Well, so far this year we've approved about 140 apps, $168,000. Overall, since we started this program, or I started this program in 2005, my role, we've helped over nearly 4,000 soldiers and airmen with over $3.3 million.
That somehow close out at the end of the year, and then you start anew?
It's an ongoing. We have a fiscal year that we close out, but and we are always looking for ways to receive donations. We've got the Georgia Gives program at the end of November, on November 29th. We have the state family, the state checkoff, where individuals can pay or donate their taxes. We're approved by the Georgia legislature as one of 9 charities so that Georgia taxpayers can make a donation to the foundation when they file their taxes. We're also approved charity for the Combined Federal Campaign, the State Charitable Contributions Program. We participate with community events for various Veterans Memorial 5Ks. We have golf tournaments, motorcycle rides.
So there's an
all
abundance
types.
of opportunities that people have to
Correct.
both donate and, participate. And that's a lot of, what I appreciate about being in the National Guard is, just all of those opportunities to help our fellow Guardsmen and those in the organization and the families that support both our soldiers and our airmen. And from the Military Family Support Branch side, is there anything that you'd like to add?
Yes, the Soldier and Family Readiness Specialists are around the state, and we're not just here for crisis. Get to know your Soldier and Family Readiness Specialist. We are a plethora of resources and educational opportunities. So any soldier that has the opportunity, or that is when you're at your armory and there's a Soldier and Family Readiness Specialist located there, get to know them and find out what resources the Military Family Support Branch has to offer.
So as we're making our New Year's resolutions coming up in the next couple of months, what would you say about the educational opportunities?
Educational opportunities, we can connect you with, of course, Military One Source is one of our most underused resources that has the most to offer. So any soldier that's out there, family member that says, hey, I think I'm going to learn a new language, Military One Source has that opportunity where you can learn a new language for free. Or if you are thinking about creating a new budget, we can connect you with our personal financial counselors, and everything that we offer is free. There's no charge. It's a benefit that's there for you, and it's just an underutilized benefit.
Also, one of the other resources that we have available to refer service members to is vocational training. If they wish to change their employment, if they're looking to get a certification in a certain field, we have a lot of resources where there are community-based training or vocational training. So if they're looking to explore and expand their own career, that's one asset. Also, there's a lot of workshops for resumes. There's workshops for finding jobs. There's also job fairs that we have resources to that we can refer the service member and their family member to go to. As Ms. Waters said, it's a plethora of resources, not just the financial assistance, which is very helpful, and I've actually referred soldiers to that before I was in the program, but also helping you get your education on track, helping you get your employment, if there's legal needs for the family as well. Childcare resources. We can refer you to a lot of programs that provide discounts for people who need childcare services. I would encourage people to reach out to their family readiness support representative at their units so that they can be introduced just to all the resources that are available.
On the Work for Warriors note, can you tell me a little bit in a little bit more depth about what that is and how that helps members and their families even in the Georgia National Guard?
Yeah, so Work for Warriors is actually ran by Mrs. Lacey Turner, and she and her team provide resources to service members who need help with finding employment, or they also need help with getting into a program that can help them establish a career. They help with resumes. She has a lot of information on job fairs throughout the state. And they also can connect you to employers who are looking for people to hire. It's a vast program with a lot of employment assistant resources. It's not just the sit down and let's go over your resume. They can actually connect you to recruiters who are looking to hire veterans and service members. So I would encourage also, that is another part of our program, the Military Family Support Branch. That is something that soldiers should tap into, and also airmen. It's also it's a joint program as well. So I would encourage everyone to tap into that resource.
As we opened up the broadcast, we talked about the holiday season and the difficulties that come with the holiday season. Typically we see those with financial hardships, relationship challenges, coping skills that they could have used, particularly throughout the holiday season, more coping skills. And, this team here, both from the Military Family Support Branch, the Georgia National Guard Foundation, and as witnessed by Sergeant Johnson, they're a real team that can help you out with those types of issues. So look into that, look into those branches, and look them up on social media and the contact information that we'll provide, and tune in for our next episode.